Now we'll have a reading by Mr. Paul Posey, I Am My Own Dad.
Okay. Meeting my dad. Remember when I said my mother told me my dad was dead? Well, to come to find out, he was not dead at all. Let me tell you the story. One day while my wife was at the gas station, she was trying to buy a car in my hometown of Gary, Indiana. She was driving a car that had my name on the front plate of the bumper of the car. A man comes up to her and asks her, "What part of the Posey family are you?" Through conversation, she finds out that this man is my dad. At the time, I was a staff sergeant in Washington State, serving with the United States Marine Corps. She called me, and he was standing right there with her, and I spoke to him for the first time. Of course, it raised 1,001 questions I could have asked or I should have asked, but I didn't. I was scared and thrilled at the same time. I quickly planned to go see him within the next week. My dad gave me some information about his other children, my siblings. Come to find out, I was the elder of his kids, and there were 3 other boys and 1 girl, the same number of children as my mother. He told me that my brother that was next to me was living in Gary, which happened to be on the same block as my grandfather. I made it home to my hometown a few days later, and as I was traveling to my grandfather's house, I remembered the address to the house that my brother was living. It turned out to be my aunt's old home where I used to play as a child. You could have knocked me over with a feather with that information. I was supposed to meet my dad the next day, but I couldn't help but visit my brother down the street that afternoon. I went to my grandfather's house and told him of what was going on because I was so excited. I had to tell the man I loved that I'm about to find something new in my life. I can't quite remember his response to the whole thing. I left his home and walked down the street, down to the house where my brother's was. I rang the doorbell. A young man answered the door. I introduced myself. I'm Paul Posey. I'm your older brother. He told me his name was James Posey, the same as my dad. He says, "I'm not sure what to say, but my mother is here. You have to talk to her about that." His mom came from behind the door his mom came from behind the door and said, "I heard about you. I thought you were just a rumor." What am I supposed to say to a 27-year-old son? I kindly told her, "Let's try hello. I am not here to haggle over my mom and dad's relationships and the lies he might have told, but I am here to meet my brother." That pretty much put things out on the table. Now I have a new brother. Next is on to meeting my dad and the others.